In the scam home warranty business, the people are represented by two separate but equally lazy groups: the authorization agents who deny claims and smoke like chimneys, and the technicians who lie through their teeth to snag a few extra bucks. These are their stories. Scam Home Warranty is proud to present the Top 5 Dirty Techs, Part 2. Story number 5: The last time we ever heard from Fred's Plumbing. Welcome to Georgia. We had a tech down there who spoke as though he was a text-to-speech robot reading off a third grader's plagiarized essay on what plumbing is. He also had an apprentice who spoke like he was that third grader. Many customers had a problem with them, and this is one of those stories, the last one, in fact. It's a grim September afternoon, and I just took my second swig of Dayquil for the hour. I haven't missed a shift once since I started there the year previous, and I intended on keeping it that way. The call comes in, and I see that it's Fred the plumber. Fred is a slow talker and incoherent, prone to fits of coughing and random divergences from the plot of the call, but I prefer talking to him than his apprentice. Fred starts the call. I got a claim for you. I open the claim and I see a very large customer service note. Inbound customer, irate, wants claim reassigned. States the tech arrived in a beat-up junker, did not leave the car, sent a toothless guy who looked like a meth addict to the door to demand the service call fee. Customer refused to pay until they saw identification. Tech got out of the car, revealing covered in stained overalls with a rip up the middle, holding a lit cigarette, and screamed at the customer to pay him or else. Customer asked the technician to leave. The tech spit on the lawn, called the customer a whore, and said he'd be back for his money. Customer called the police, who were en route to take a statement. The technician answered, I want you to reassign this here claim. That lady was crazy. Wouldn't let us in the house. And called me some racist stuff when we tried to diagnose her toilet. I would like to note here that the claim was for her sink, not a toilet. I told Fred calmly, okay, I reassigned the claim. Fred continued, I want to talk to vendor relations, see about getting my service call fee for the day, because we did go out there, racist customer or not. I said absolutely and transferred him to vendor relations. The epilogue to this claim is that Fred's Plumbing never called in again. Notes on that claim were never updated. I have no idea what really happened, but not having to hear that guy was music to my ears. Story number 4: The Unflappable Plumber. I restocked my candy drawer and was eating a box of Whoppers, which if you eat by the mouthful can be very uncomfortable and hard to do, but that never stops me. Call comes in, and I answer with a mouthful of candy, causing me to come off as some unintelligible mumble rapper from a couple of years ago. The technician provided me the claim number. I asked if he was at the house, and he said, yes, I am at the house. Okay, I said, taking a swig of cold coffee. What's going on with this claim? Tech said the customer issued a recall. I checked the notes in the claim. No, this is or rather it was, a covered claim as of this morning. I don't see any recalls on it. The text stated, the customer called me back, said the toilet isn't flushing. I asked, you just put in a new fill valve. Did they flush something they shouldn't? Are you going to snake it or something? Tech said, no, now it needs a flapper. I said, okay. Tech continued, so I'll need around another $50 for the flapper and another hour of labor at $80. I said, no. Tech sputtered, what do you mean, no? I said, there's no labor on a recall. Tech said, no, son, you see, these are additional failures. I responded, you called it a recall yourself. Tech said, I must have misspoke. I said, why would it suddenly not flush as a new failure? Was the unit not flushing when you left this morning? The tech said, I'm going to need you to cut the attitude, buddy. And I said, I'm going to need you to do the recall without labor, or I can reassign the claim. The tech said, you ain't going to reassign shit. I already went back and installed the flapper. Are you sure about that? Tech said, you think I'm an idiot? Couldn't do it right the first time or something? I said, I think you did a toilet rebuild on the one and only trip you made out there, but decided to spread it out over 2 claims and lie about the customer issuing a recall, and you're trying to double bill on the labor. The tech said candidly, fuck, and the tech was off my line. I tasked the following to vendor relations. Tech lying about failure to pad bill or did recall without being asked, or did work without auth. If tech cannot abide by guide price, we'll reassign claim. Also unprofessional on the phone, cursing, disconnected the call. Epilogue is that the technician was removed from the system. The customer never issued a recall in the first place. That toilet was working fine when the tech left that morning, according to customer service at least. Story number 3. Put your boss on. It's a Monday morning and I'm hitting the ground running with a Dunkachino, 2 ice cubes, extra cream and sugar, in a desperate attempt to not get bogged down by the queue, which is already in double digits exactly 5 minutes after the phone lines open. A call comes in from South Carolina. I pull the claim number from the office manager and we get to it. Note, this is an air conditioner repair. The blower motor had failed and the tech was given authorization to replace it. Looking at the claim, I said, okay, this is a covered claim. How can I help you? The office manager said, I want to know where the parts are. I asked confusedly, what in the world are you talking about? Office manager said, don't play dumb. Y'all said you'd get the parts. Where are they? I said, we authorized you to buy the parts. The office manager stated, absolutely not. Looking at the claim a bit deeper, I said, I'm looking at your diagnosis right now. You submitted the claim on the portal. We gave you the authorization over a week ago, parts and labor. Office manager said, no, you gave us labor, no parts. I said, okay, let me confirm. We gave you $450 in labor. Office manager said, yep. I asked, why would we give you $450 in labor? This claim has $300 worth of parts, $200 worth of labor with a $55 pickup. Office manager counted, oh, we wouldn't do a job like this for $200 labor. I said, oh? Office manager said, don't get smart with me. We're $100 an hour and you gave us 4.5 hours. I responded, no, we wouldn't authorize a simple blower motor repair for that much labor. Furthermore, I just pulled your vendor packet. You're not $100 an hour, you're $70 an hour. Office manager spat. Look, you can either tell me when the parts are on their way or you can find someone else to do this job. I got the customer on hold and they're furious with your company for dropping the ball on this claim. Calmly, I responded, all right, I'll go ahead and pull the auth and reassign the claim and have somebody in customer service call the customer shortly. Office manager screamed, put your boss on. I'm sick of your shit. I throw the technician on hold, notate the claim, giving the gist of the argument, and message my boss the claim number while walking over and chugging the rest of my Dunkachino. No, my boss said flatly as I reached his desk. I said, yeah, first claim of the day. My boss said, she can't be serious. I said, that's her diagnosis. My boss said, we shouldn't have authorized this claim without pictures. Looking deeper into the claim, he found the guy who had originally authorized it and messaged them immediately, telling me to transfer her to him. By the time you do so, I'll finish telling him what to do on the claim. So I went back to my desk, transferred the office manager to the original auth guy, and had another tech in my ears seconds later. The epilogue is, I could hear their argument for minutes. He is not a patient man and had that office manager off of the claim and his line before I had finished getting the diagnosis off my new technician. It turned out that the tech was either trying to play dumb and double bill us, or they had forgotten to order the part and tried to shift the blame onto us. Also, notes on the claim proved the tech was lying about the customer being on the other line while talking to us. I never heard back from that office manager again, but that was one of the rare times I got to transfer somebody off of my line to somebody else and off. It's such a relief knowing that particular brand of crazy wasn't my problem for the time being. Story number 2. A mystery in the Windy City. The depth of summer involve a daily parade of new people in the office who might not make it the week, and older reps who are one bad call away from throwing their headset against the wall in frustration and taking a minute or two to collect themselves before getting right back into the call, citing some technical difficulties. I can't tell you what I ate for breakfast, how many cigarettes I smoked that day, or if the clothes I was wearing right then were the ones I fell asleep in the night before, but I can tell you it's a Friday. And when that paycheck hit the night before, I woke up fantasizing about ice cream as the heat poured upon me like cement into an open grave. 8 is the number of McFlurries I ordered. Once the order was finalized, I was ready on a call that brought shame to the entire department. Now, Kenny was an HVAC tech in Chicago who had gotten very popular a couple weeks ago out of nowhere. Kenny was always responsive and through some miracle was able to navigate the portal like our finest techs. He'd run that entire city without so much as a trip charge, rarely spit up any customer complaints, always had his paperwork in order, and was just easy to get along with on the phone. Seeing his number popping in clued me and other off guys, knowing that it would be an easy call. He'd get pictures in a hurry, always had the model and serial ready, took guide price on everything, and when you were going to kill a claim, he helped keep it dead. But today, something was off. He sounded wrong, like he was making up a story on the spot, unfocused and confused about even basic facts on a claim that he would normally have emailed in. Also, the number he was calling from wasn't the office line, and notes on the claim made it sound like he blew off the customer and wasn't just down the street like he insisted he was. Eventually, he asked the claim to be reassigned, even though he was halfway through the diagnosis. I've never seen a tech do that before who wasn't the customer's own tech trying to rip us off. I don't know if he was direct dialing my line or if people were transferring him to me, but he was on and off my line twice more before my breakfast was on my desk. I couldn't taste the frozen M&Ms being spooned into my mouth by a numb and unfeeling hand, as my mind was swimming on his next and what would be his final call. Kenny was out of breath and, from the tone of his voice, out of time. Cutting right to the chase, I said, "Do you need me to reassign this one too?" Kenny pleaded, "Man, don't do that to me. I can't lose another claim today." I said, "We'll find you some more work in the morning like normal, but we can't do this again. This many reassigns are looking bad on both of us. What's the problem?" Kenny said, "No problem. Just woke up a little late and been playing catch up." I asked, "Do you think you'll make it to the customer by close of business? I can keep you on the claim, but one call from CS, they'll have you off of it and I won't be able to stop them." Kenny said, "Yeah, I'll get there in time. For sure." I asked, "Do you need me to talk to dispatch or something? Maybe get you a day off? They can do a temporary hold on the account so it won't look so bad." Kenny said, "Okay, just send me over to dispatch and I'll try and work it out." I bookmarked the claim and sent Kenny over to dispatch and got back to the firing line of HVAC claims falling from above, like every air conditioner in Texas committed suicide at lunch. A few hours later, there were 2 empty McFlurry cups in the off trash can, 6 very happy off guys with hands stickier than pickpockets in Paris, and one mystery that was about to be resolved in a way nobody could have guessed. By the end of the day, Kenny's HVAC of Chicago was no longer a vendor with scam home warranty. I learned this from the bookmarked claim having been reassigned minutes after I last spoke with him. Notes on the account went along these lines. First, Kenny wasn't a single tech. He was subcontracting all of the claims. Second, Kenny owed a lot of money to several technicians. Third, Kenny was not insured. The paperwork he submitted was non-verifiable. They had fake policy numbers and addresses in every column. Fourth, Kenny was arrested for stealing HVAC equipment the night before his last call. And fifth, Kenny was not his real name. The epilogue to this claim and Kenny's HVAC is that it's most likely that Kenny's last day on the job was just running around trying to get customers to front him money to maybe leave town or something. We don't really know. The way he sounded on the phone was so tragic and scared, but he was a con artist. Emphasis on the artist. The fact that the web of lies stood so strong for so long, and that he was able to keep the ball rolling on such a huge volume of claims in a big city like Chicago, says more about the lax record keeping at Scam Home Warranty than anything else I have shared in the past year. If you've ever wondered how Ponzi schemes go on for years without anybody getting suspicious, this is part of the reason, because they actually pay those first few investors. In the same way, Kenny was actually getting those HVAC claims done at first. Then he picked up more work than he could handle and pawned it off onto other techs, kept the numbers looking legit enough that even Auth didn't care, and the customers weren't calling in and freaking out, so nobody was the wiser. I wonder how long he could have kept it going on if he hadn't been caught stealing that equipment. But we'll probably never know. Story number 1. Saving the best for last, the snake and the Dunkaroos of disappointment. One day before I got my authorizations button, my mentor was out sick and I was wandering around the office looking for someone fast enough to be my auth buddy for the day. Naturally, as a new person myself, I didn't wish to be a burden on whoever would be the subject of constant messaging and possibly foolish questions, so I brought with me a McGriddle and hoped to find somebody hungry both professionally and personally. Now, Craig caught my eye. Not because I knew him by reputation, but because he was watching Breaking Bad on his phone while in offline mode. This indicated to me that he was fast enough to get away with that, Most offline guys did something else while waiting on emails to come in, such as fantasy football. I tapped Craig on the shoulder and explained my offer. His smile was wide and genuine. "My guy," he exclaimed, snatching the bag from my hands. "We heard about you while you were in training. When they paired you with him, I was pissed. You really know the policy already? Dude, this is going to be the easiest day ever." My smile in reply got us working. I threw dozens of offs at him, and a few times he patiently explained a denial I might have missed, but the rest of the time he just offed it as fast as I sent it. My numbers were looking great, and I felt like I was working better than ever, until Jason's plumbing called in. I answered the phone. "Good afternoon, Scam Home Warranty, the Mad King Queen here. Got a claim number?" Jason replied, "Yeah, it's claim number." Opening up the claim, I said, "So we have a clogged sink in the master bathroom?" "Well, it's a lot more than that. Both master and guest bathroom sinks are clogged, so too is the kitchen sink. I will need off on all three snakes today." I responded, "Okay." Jason continued, "My guide is 150 a snake, but I'll do you a favor, do the other two for 100 each. Customer pickup is 55, so I need off today for $295. I asked if he had done the snakes already, and Jason said no. I asked if he had any idea why three sinks were clogged at the same time. Jason said nope. I asked if there was any indication sinks had been out of commission for a while. Was this a vacation home? Are there small kids in the house? Jason responded coldly, "Old couple. Live here, just called it in yesterday. Pretty happy I got out here so quick. Then I hit a snag with off, and now I'm wasting time talking to some rep who wants to kill their claim. Please hold," I said quickly, putting him on hold and walking over to Craig. Seconds after pulling up the claim, Craig responded, "The tech is lying." I said, "How do we prove that?" Craig said, "I just tasked an L2 over in customer service who owes me a favor. Told him to call the customer. Look, I'll show you." Craig navigates to the vendor profile with one hand, and with the other, he is enjoying perhaps the second most decadent thing I've ever seen eaten in the office. He's dipping ladyfinger cookies into a tin of birthday cake frosting. Between mouthfuls of 85% of your daily recommended dose of pure happiness, Craig said, "Yeah, look at the customer's last claim." I peered over his shoulder and he pulled up a claim from 2 months ago where almost the exact same thing went down. Craig said, "I remember this asshole from back then. See, this is me on the claim. I covered the lateral line, but he called right back for a main line. I killed it not normal. It bounced off a retention. Look at the notes for a sec. Anyway, this tech is dirty. I have no idea why we keep him around, but here's the deal on the claim. Customer is almost capped out. I think they know it. This is a phishing claim to see when the cap expires. Long story short, we're going to deny this claim when that girl in customer service gets back to me." As if on cue, his message dinged with a note from customer service. "Customer confirms only the upstairs is clogged." Craig laughed. "Well, I was half right. Okay, look, I'm going to cap them out, give them off for the remainder, and the girl in customer service is delivering the cap speech right now." I responded, "Okay." Craig said, "Go tell him the auth will be there by the time you get back to your desk." Craig looked at me with a smile, covered in frosting. "You want one?" I said, "More than anything right now. Yes, I do." Craig handed me a ladyfinger and opened the lid of the tin for me to get a dollop, and in a fraction of a second my mouth was in the kind of paradise you only see in advertisements. Savoring that single moment, I run back to my desk and tell the tech the bad news, but with a sugary smile painted on my lips. The tech said dismissively, "Just text me the auth. This has been a waste of my time." I said, "Sorry to disappoint. Have a nice day." The claim was already closed, capped out, and I had a new tech in my ear moments later. However, towards the end of the day, I found an excuse to go by Craig's desk again. Craig looked at me expectantly. "You want another one, my guy?" I said, "No, thank you, but I am curious about what possessed you to come up with the idea of that snack." Craig said, "You remember Dunkaroos?" I said, "Yes, Grandpa always bought me one in my lunch bag whenever I had a quiz. They were the best." Craig said, "You know they don't make those anymore, right?" I said, "No, that can't be right." Craig said, "Prove me wrong then." I pulled open my phone, opened up the Amazon app, and was disappointed to discover the only sellers of it were collectors at inflated prices. Dejectedly, I said, "That sucks." Craig and me became work friends. He was real thin and full of company secrets, and together we exposed plenty of dirty techs in our time there. As promised, I am now announcing the winners of the competition Mcdoubles by the Park and the Icy Coils. In case you are not aware, we had a competition on our subreddit here regarding a story which the subscribers and commenters were tasked with determining what the failure would be and how to deny the claim, if at all. The winning answer came from two Redditors actually tied with the correct answer, citing the correct policy exclusion and writing it up appropriately as customer service would read it out to the customer. These two Redditors were JP_chaos and Lion Combat, who both correctly cited the C1 exclusion for leak searches. Congratulations, guys. You knew the right answer, and I can't be prouder of you. This is the second competition we had. If you would like to see the first competition or the most recent one, both are linked in the description of this video below. And thank you for joining us here for another top 5 video, the top 5 dirtiest technicians at Scam Home Warranty. If you want more Scam Home Warranty, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, subscribe to our Twitch and of course our subreddit, join the Discord, or if you really want to help out, you can become a patron of Scam Home Warranty. And a very special thanks to D_B for being our tier 3 patron from the very beginning. Thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you. I look forward to sharing more stories with you in the future. Thank you and have a nice day. See you soon.